In today's Leeds news, Harrison motivated for permanent exit, Okafor's international conversation, Academy lining up City star, Perri writing on the wall, and back page rumours on Tyrell Malacia. Hey folks, welcome to the Leeds View for Friday, 13th of February with your Leeds United news. Hope you're all well. Hope you've had a good week so far. Apologies about yesterday, just suffering a bit of a cold. Needed a day in bed yesterday morning. But we had the podcast out last night where we looked at the chaos of the bottom end of the Premier League with sackings galore going around the place. You can check that out last night if you want to. Also, we've got an 8% off with OK jersey deal running at the moment down below. If you want to get some World Cup shirts heading into the World Cup, you can do that there. As well as Leeds having a massive sale on home shirts through the Fanatics links that are also down below. If you want to get your hands on some official merch, you can do that. Also, at the end of this, we are going to give you some information on the Portland meetups for the Leeds United Portland Club in the United States. If you want to get some detail, if you're in the States, we'll give you some detail on that at the very end of the video. Right, let's crack on today, and we'll start off with Jack Harrison and a story coming out of Italy related to him. Jack's had a pretty decent start to life in Fiorentina, an assist off the bench in his last game last weekend. This is his first assist in 2 seasons, and he's gone down pretty well with the Fiorentina fans so far since he's gone there. Corriere Fiorentina have described Jack Harrison as a breath of fresh air around the club, and they'll want a few more G&A from him this season if he is to help them get out of trouble in Serie A. Italian outlet Gazzetta dello Sport have had a bit of a deeper dive and a look into Jack Harrison's time at Leeds United, his future at Leeds United, and they've said that the player is highly motivated to join Fiorentina on a permanent move this summer. We know that Fiorentina have an option to buy Jack Harrison at the end of this season. There are 3 potential opportunities or angles that this could go depending on what happens towards the end of the season. If Leeds and Fiorentina stay up, then Fiorentina will likely just action the option, assuming everything goes well between now and then, bring him in for a relatively cheap price. If Leeds go down, Jack Harrison's loan release clause kicks back in yet again, and he can just head off anywhere he wants to on loan as long as they cover his full salary. And if Fiorentina go down and Leeds stay up, then Leeds will need to find another club for Jack Harrison to move to, and his form between now and the end of the season will be a major factor in attracting somebody to take Jack come the end of the season. It's not just from a Leeds perspective, it's also from Jack's perspective. Harrison did ask to leave the club this January. He hasn't settled back to life in Leeds. He hasn't been overly welcomed back either, and he hasn't played a huge amount of football. So his longer term future at Leeds does very much seem to be coming to an end. But Harrison is said to have expressed a desire to the Fiorentina hierarchy to stay at the club beyond this season. And Fiorentina also have former Leeds United winger Manor Solomon at the club, who has done reasonably well there since he's gone there as well. And they're hoping that 2 ex-Leeds-ish midfield wingers can give them enough to get out of the relegation zone. They're just above the relegation zone right now. Harrison's been in decent form since he's gone there. As I say, his future at Leeds United seems non-existent at this point. So depending on how now and the end of the season goes, Jack Harrison will likely move away. And he might head off to Florence. Not a bad place to go to be fair. I wouldn't mind hanging around in Florence playing a bit of football. So yeah, not a bad city of all the places you could potentially go to. Let's move on. Let's talk about Noah Okafor. He's been having some international conversations. You know there's an international break coming up when these stories start to pop up, and we know Noah Okafor and Swiss manager Murat Yakin have a volatile enough relationship at best, given the stories that came out at other international windows so far this season. Both men are said to have met up last week to have a conversation around Noah Okafor's international future, and the bit of form that he's got right now, a recall to the international side, looks like it might be on the cards. Yakin did say a while ago that there was always a path back for Noah Okafor into the Swiss national side, but at the same time he did criticise the position he was playing for AC Milan, as well as where he'd like to see him play for Leeds United. 2 points really that are out of the control of Noah Okafor. They're very much a manager's decision of both those clubs, and it's unfair, I think, to put that on a player's shoulders. But Blick have been reporting on this situation. They say that Yakin, along with Tammy and the Swiss FA's media officer Adrian Arnold, met with Noah Okafor after coming to Leeds to see the game against Chelsea, where he scored in that game. Blick asked Tammy about a potential return to the side and how the visit went with Noah Okafor, and he had the following to say. We saw a strong performance from Noah in which he showed what he is capable of. Afterwards, we had an honest, clarifying and constructive conversation, and this is a good foundation for Noah's potential return to the national side. They're not giving a huge amount away in that situation, and from a personal note, the March international break always worries me. It's always been a bit of a stumbling block for Leeds in recent years. We're not great after international breaks. You don't want to see too many players head off on international duty when you're still trying to chase your goals for the season. But it is an important international break for a lot of players, and no Okafor, from his perspective, does want to play for his national side again. It's something of immense pride for an awful lot of footballers, and you can't take that away from them. Just hope they all come back squeaky clean and uninjured for the running. Assuming we haven't got what we need to get done by then, or we're very much on the way to that, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, looks like he could be getting called up again, assuming his form continues over the next couple of weeks as well. The international break's not until March, so a bit of time to run on that one just yet. Let's move on and talk about an academy star being lined up. According to Talent Hunter, they claim that Leeds United have held talks with Manchester City defender Casson Brown. The report claims that there have been discussions held between Leeds United and the 15-year-old, but that there is several other clubs interested in a move for the talented fullback. Manchester United, Brighton, Nottingham Forest are all said to have some level of interest in the defender as well. Brown is reportedly set to leave Manchester City at the end of this season, and clubs are starting to circle to see if they can entice him to move to their club. He is a left back. He currently plays for Manchester City's under-16 side. He's seen as one of English football's brightest left backs at this point. And the pathway through Manchester City's academy is quite congested right now. We see them consistently buying players from other clubs' academies at 16s, 17s and 18s level. So it makes it very difficult for the players to get through. And he might want a slightly easier path to try and get into first team football. Jayden Lee knew when he left Manchester City to come to Leeds United has shown that he's been very good for the Leeds United under 21 since he's played for them. So that could be an indicator there as well. He's got a recent call up to the English under 16 side as well. So there's definitely a player in there. It's definitely a talented player, but it will be seen as a bit of a coup for Leeds United's academy should they be able to get him in. But as I say, there are lots of clubs very much interested in bringing Brown to their sides. We'll see how this one pans out. But the academy are trying to restock, are trying to bring in other players. We don't have a huge amount of left backs throughout the entire academy setup. So trying to get a couple in would be a smart move from the academy moving forward. Let's talk about Lucas Perri's future. More reports coming out of France around Lucas. Piece in Foot Mercato today, and they say that Lucas Perri's time at Leeds United will be coming to an end this summer. The French outlet said that they expected, and lots of people in France expected, Lucas Perri to be a massive hit once he joined Leeds United last summer, but they have described his current situation at Leeds as a terrible descent into hell, which is slightly more dramatic and probably in translation. But the outlet also say that Perri is very much on his way out of Leeds United, and there are reports that Leeds are prioritising a top-class goalkeeper this summer. The interesting part that's in this article is actually the goalkeeping stats for this season. And yeah, I know they're just stats at this point, and stats aren't the full picture before someone tells me. I do know that. But they're not as bad as people might think. When you look at them this season and the ones that have been shared by the outlet, they say that Karl Darlow has conceded 5.1 more goals than expected this season with his XGOT, and that is the goalkeeping equivalent to XG. It's the shots versus the quality of the opportunity that they've got. Perry's conceded 2.2, so has a slightly better XGOT than Karl Darlow has this season. Both keepers have had the joy of being involved in an Arsenal game, so that levels that playing field out. The interesting one is, according to SofaScore, Perri has made more saves and had a better pass accuracy, which would surprise a lot of people. That's when you add up all of the passing statistics together. Perri will likely come back in for Leeds United's game against Birmingham City in the FA Cup this week. When that, if the reports are true, and it is still a if at this point, then these are likely going to be the only games that he's going to play between now and the end of the season. Karl Darlow very much looks like he's the first choice goalkeeper. Now, stats aside, he's looked very comfortable in goal in the last couple of weeks, Darlow. He's got an odd little blip in him. Hopefully they're minimised between now and the end of the season. And yeah, it's an interesting situation. It's going to rumble on into the summer, and the goalkeeping position is definitely something Leeds have to sort out in the summer. They can't look at it. If Perri can find the form that he had at Lyon and Botafogo, if he can show that and get back into the side, there's a good goalkeeper there. If he can't, and he can't settle to life in the Premier League, then Leeds need to prioritise bringing in a goalkeeper that's going to cause them less issues next season. Same with Karl Darlow. He's had 2 moments this year where he's put the ball in his own net. And then Neil Melia last year. We need to kind of get back to a situation where we're just not talking about our goalkeepers. And it is a very important position. And the defence needs someone behind them who's going to keep them relaxed and calm and do the job that's needed to be done. It could be one of the ones that are already there. It might not be, but it is something that has to be addressed this summer. And where Leeds end up come the end of the season, we'll dictate that one. Let's go into the back pages and the rumours. And as I said, we'll track these throughout the rest of the season and we'll see what they all got. I have a lovely little list over here. We'll talk about that at the end of the season and see where any of these players actually end up. And the first one, and the only one today, is around Tyrell Malacia. According to Sports Boom, they claim that Leeds United are eyeing a surprise move for Manchester United's left back Tyrell Malacia on a free transfer this summer. They say that Leeds are making their plans for this summer. They're saying that Leeds are putting together a bit of a shortlist. We know the 49ers have said before they like to get their players lined up about 6 months in advance. And the fee on this one's interesting. He will be a free transfer. We've talked about this during the week as well. If Leeds are smart and there are some decent free transfers floating around to bulk out the squad and give them depth, and then save some money for maybe the more bigger difference makers they might need to stretch to this summer. Again, assuming we're still in the Premier League, then getting a left back in and cover will be very, very smart business to do. Malacia signed for Manchester United for £15 million from Feyenoord back in 2022. He had a pretty bad knee injury that ruled him out for 18 months, and that really curtailed his time and minutes for Manchester United. But he is a Netherlands international. He is a left back. He ticks a lot of boxes that Leeds United will be looking for during their normal recruitment portfolio. And a free agent might be a smart bit of business if Leeds are looking, according to the report, they are looking for cover and competition for Gabby Goodmunson in the left back position. Daniel Farke obviously talked about that during the winter window as well, that we were pretty light in the fullback positions outside of James Justin. He's just been Stuart Dallas 2.0 and he's filling in anywhere Leeds need him to fill in at this point. But having a bespoke left back to give cover and give opportunities to rest Gabby as well will be a very smart decision. He very highly rated when he went to Manchester United. The knee injury was a problem. He's on the far side of that now. And it'll be interesting to see what Leeds can do with that. If they decide, and again, we'll mark them down the list. We'll see if this turns into being real. If it's not, we'll call out the different publications for being absolute frauds. Allegedly. We'll see how it goes. Most of the USA, the Portland Leeds United Supporters Club are having their regional meetup. And they had one last year. It was in Seattle. The group are hosting their next meetup, and it's going to be in Portland, and it will be around the Brentford game. The event is 100% free. There's a happy hour the night before the Brentford game, and the match itself will be on the show bar in Portland. There is a link you can check out from Eventbrite, or you can just check them out on all of their social media. They're on Blue Sky and they're on Instagram. Links for that will be down below. So if you're from Seattle, Vancouver, British Columbia, or in Portland, and you're a Leeds United fan, you want to get involved with a supporters club, these are the boys to go and check out. Follow them on their socials for all the details around that as well. But it is, great lads, great group of people. We have a lot of people that watch this channel that are from that area as well. So if you are in that area and you're looking at joining the Leeds United Supporters Club, there you go. Go check out the lads if you want to down below. As I say, completely free. And then the details are on their social medias. Folks, that'll be it for me today. You can check out last night's podcast. I'll give you some details in the next couple of hours on the watch along for tomorrow or for the weekend's game in the FA Cup against Birmingham. Not confirmed just yet. FA Cups are always tricky, but I'll let you know as soon as I have some details. And also you can check out the OK Jersey code down below if you want to get some World Cup shirts heading into the summer. Outside that, have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. See ya.